Okay, perfect.
Welcome to the session, guys. So we want to look at couple of slides here on artificial intelligence, which I prepared over the last 2 years. They are not in order, but that should not matter. So here is one story. Nearly half of UK firms think their business models won't exist in 5 years because of AI study. Yeah. So please reflect on that. We spoke about these slides yesterday, so I'm going a little bit quicker on that. 51% of UK business leaders do not have an AI strategy in place. So please reflect on combine these two things. Like 51% of UK business leaders do not have AI strategy, and on the other hand, nearly half of UK firms think their business models won't exist in 5 years because of AI. Because of AI. Yeah. So think about this. Yeah. Half of the business models in 5 years won't exist, and on the other hand, AI strategy is not in place. This is very important thing to reflect on, and we are talking about a developed country like UK. Yeah, it is not an underdeveloping country. Salesforce CEO, please run a Google search on that. Very big company. The guy is saying, CEO is saying that AI is a new human right. Please reflect on that. What is a human right? Water, electricity, if you want to call it internet. Some people think that that is a basic human right. So he's saying that AI would become new human right, and the reason for that is, if you look at this highlighted part, the world will see another tech divide. Those with access to AI will be smarter, healthier, and richer, while those without access will be weaker and poor. Yeah, so AI is going to distinguish uh, the have-nots and the haves in the world. Yeah, so please reflect on that. Very important, and try to link it with the discussions, the videos we saw in China, and they are doing facial recognition and saving the data and using it. And other companies like Facebook, how they are using their data. Amazon, big companies, and China, Alibaba, how they target their sales, how they are able to target their sales, the different type of advertisements we get on our when we search for something, similar type of recommendations start coming. All of that is part of they say it is a weaker AI, as we were talking about in the first session. I think weak AI and strong AI, if you guys can recall that conversation. This is weaker AI, yeah, but very useful. Please reflect on that. Firms like Morgan Stanley are using AI to manage clients' money, fraud detection, all of these things. Because think about it, a lot of data is there, but to go through it manually, it can be very difficult. But if you have algorithms, you can quickly go through that. Yeah. Amazing ways how Mastercard uses AI to stop fraud and reduce false declines. Yeah, you can link it with this last one. Morgan Stanley is one, uh, Mastercard is one. You can go on their website, just run a Google search, Mastercard and artificial intelligence, and see what are the things they are doing. You will be fascinated. Yeah. AI can detect Alzheimer's in brain scans 6 years before a diagnosis. This is quite clever. Think about that. 6 years before a diagnosis, AI can detect that this is going to happen. Yeah, not 100% with 100% accuracy, but fair enough. Yeah, how that will disrupt the job of doctors. Yeah, from the last one, how this will disrupt the jobs of bankers, and so on. Yeah, link it with the conversation we were having earlier. GE, big company, says it's leveraging AI to cut product design times in half. If a human being is going to take like 15 days or something like that to design something, although it takes far more time in designing anything, using AI, the models in the AI, you can do it very, very, very fast. Yeah, even before half time, half of the regular time it would take. So how this is going to disrupt? So many places are using AI to design their, even the layout of websites. There are websites which use, again, weaker level of AI to design the layout of the website. Just like, look at this website, the page you are seeing, Forbes on the top. Then they have these links: billionaire, innovation, leadership, money, consumer, industry on the top of this slide, if you can see, because these are screenshots. Yeah. And then see how they have placed the date, they have placed the views, they have placed the time of the posting. It was posted 9:11 a.m. on 6th of March 2019. Yeah. And how they have placed the picture of the guy, and on the left hand side, if you see in the fine print, they have the links for Facebook, this is Twitter and LinkedIn. Yeah. So this is I was talking about earlier, these things. Then this search button here, then this picture, this all of this, these things can be designed using AI. Yeah. So think about it. People would how they would do it. Let me take you briefly on that, because I did not speak about this yesterday. So they will turn on the camera, and different people will come and visit on the website, different types of website, and they have turned on the camera. And as they have turned on the camera, they are looking at eye movement, where eye goes first, where it second, where it goes third, fourth, fifth. Yeah. How it moves and where it comes back, what happens to the eye movement. And then, they have figured out that, generally speaking, there is a particular eye movement which goes whenever we see something, and different industries use it. Newspaper has been using it, where to place the ad, where is on a page of the newspaper. If someone is placing their ad on the left hand bottom side, how much to charge them. If someone is placing their ad on the top of right hand side, how much to charge them. If someone is placing their ad here, how much to charge them. If someone is placing their ad here, how much to charge. Yeah. Charge based on which place is more precious in the terms of catching the attention of eye. Yeah. So run a Google search on this and try to find out that whenever you even start observing yourself, whenever you open a page, where your eye go first. Just do this experiment and tell me. Let's do that. uh, just open a just open any just open a new page, run a Google search, go on Google, type something. Let's do this experiment. Type something and then open any page, and then see where your eye movement goes naturally first, and then tell us where did it go. Yeah. So go on Google, open any, search anything, click on any link, new link, that is what I mean. And then naturally where your eye, don't try to do it yourself, naturally where the tendency is, where the eye is going. And please tell us what happened. And then maybe reflect on overall experience, like eye goes there, when then it goes there, then it goes there, what happens, and write it down maybe for yourself. Yeah. And tell us also, like when you open a new page, where I go first, where what is the overall, maybe on the right hand bottom side it goes first, then on left hand top it goes second, then does it follow any type of z movement, how z looks, the shape of z, somewhere like along those lines. Yes, guys, please go ahead. Tell us what happened.
I think that at least when I'm looking at a web page, it always goes to the text that is at the top. You know, like
Text
what
on
is
the
the
top.
bold text, and then it goes
Bold.
maybe. Then it maybe I scan the article. I don't go particular, but maybe I go to the down like little further down on the page, and
Yes.
like the things that I notice the least are the smallest things, that the things that are with the smallest text, those are the ones I notice last. So usually it's a like the bold text, then maybe a picture I see, you know,
Yes.
at the top of the screen. Usually there, you know, there could be a picture, a logo or something. I notice that, let's
Yes.
say. And then when I'm looking for a particular information, then I start to scan the smaller text and stuff like that.
Very good. Thanks very much, Zora. Next one, please tell us.
For me, it was like a same experience on top first, like and the bigger letters or the bigger things, and after that pictures and like pictures
Picture.
or yes, like pictures are. mm,
Very good. Very good. The next one, Diago, Miguel.
My eyes go generally to the center of the screen, and if there are pictures, I go to the pictures. And I have like a tendency to go to the bottom left where the content is, but I think it's because I'm used to it. I don't know.
Bottom left. What do you do in bottom?
I mean, not bottom left, like the content of the articles or the stories. I ignore the title, you know, like I go
You want.
to the content itself.
So I'm trying to understand. You look at the content like below the bold heading or on the
Yeah,
on the right left hand side.
yeah,
Below the bold heading.
yeah.
And but what did you say about the right bottom hand side? I did not get that.
Me?
Yes. Did you say
Uh,
something on the like on the
no,
right?
I think no.
Okay.
I
All right. Okay.
I
I'm
just
sorry.
see the center of the screen. I don't know.
Center of the screen. All right. Yes, Diago.
Sorry, I had to go for a moment. I don't know what are you doing, guys.
Okay, all right, no problem, no problem. So what we were doing is that I asked everyone to run any Google search and open any page of your choice. And as you open, tell us that where your attention goes, where your eye goes first, second, third. What is happening?
Okay.
Yeah, but anyways, we have this data now. So people are going to look at bold things. So you need to make these things bold. That is maybe one thing we can take from your observations. Then people are looking at pictures. So no matter how well you have written, if you don't have an interesting picture which is going to attract the attention of people, then maybe it is not a good idea. Now go on any website, good website, which you go and see how they are using bold letters and pictures to draw the attention. Yeah, so it is not just about text. Although we go on websites, why do we go on websites? We go on websites not to see the pictures. We go on websites to read the material, because that is what is most important for us. But using this type of algorithm, and we are just 3 people, 4 people, yeah, 5, yeah, 5 people are here, yeah. But think about a big data sample, or from which, looking at the eye movement, where the eye goes, and then formulating your web design. Yeah, how useful that is going to be. And then what Miguel said, center. So it is no surprise that good websites try to put interesting information in in bold, not just the title, but even within within the reading, you will see that they would have highlighted couple of things. So it is no surprise. It is not by chance that that happened. Some data was looked and using different styles and different things, and then they decided, and then they learned that picture is something which is important. So they started putting pictures in that. And if you will reflect more on these type of things, then even to place where the placement of the advertisement is, that is also a place where if they are uh, if you ask the website like, okay, I want to place an ad, they will ask you, where do you want to place the ad? You will say, I want to, what are the charges for different places? What is the charge on the top? What is the charge in the right side corner, left and left hand corner? What are the different charges? And you will see that the charge is not same. They are charging different prices for, it's just like newspaper where you want to advertise in the newspaper, you will see that different people, different places have different charges. Yeah, so all of that can be improved and enhanced once we have bigger data. But of course there will be some people who will be looking differently, but they are, like, you call them in statistics, as you guys would know, they are outliers. They are not part of the data. You exclude them anyways because they are exception. For some reason they are behaving in the way which they are. So we did not discuss this area yesterday, so I think it is worth reflecting what is happening in that area.
I do believe that, for example, Facebook does the same, like this kind of social media platforms. Like they try to cap where people look, where so as put advertisements on places, strategical places, and so as like this is a wide word on marketing too.
Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. So Facebook is a good example because people do advertise uh, on them. And uh, my brother was telling me because he was doing some type of advertisement on Facebook, and he was telling me that I need to ask him again because uh, I think it is 2 years ago he told me, but now Alejandro is saying this, so it just came in my mind. He was saying that it's very useful advertisement because you can really reach they give you so many options, that what is the target, who, what type of people, different, all that information you can select. And the price is very economical, he was saying. Because think about it, for Facebook, they just want more and more people to use it because the data is already there. They don't want to make it very expensive so people cannot use it. More and more people use it, they are going to make more money definitely from that. So very good example. Please read about that. How Facebook is, what are the charges, how they make placements, and even if you don't have to place the of course you are not placing any advertisements, but just calling around, checking, just write people email that what are the charges on your website. Is it same? Is it same charge for any place where I want to place advertisement? Or you know, what is the charge if I want to place a picture? What is the charge if I want to make something in bold? Just for conversation. This type of conversations, I think you will learn far more, which you can learn by reading any book or text, because these things anyways are not available in books so readily. But
I
moving, yes, please go ahead.
I think we focus our eyes in the pictures always because I read an article that we learn better if there are pictures associated with the information.
Very good. So there, good point, and thanks for sharing it. Uh, Please read these type of articles. Why? What makes websites more attractive? What are the things? Picture is just one thing. Bold is just one thing. Which fonts are best to be used. Why some fonts are more popular than the others? It is not by mistake or not by chance. These things are very well calculated. It is not that randomly someone says, all right, let me today use this font and tomorrow let me use that. Nothing like that. The colors, all of these things are linked with, psychology of influencing and all those. But what I'm trying to say, that when you combine AI with that, you have a big sample size just by turning on the camera. You can use the look at the eye movement, and it is pretty deep. Very good that we are having this discussion, uh, because that is the motive of these PowerPoints. It is not that I just show you the PowerPoint. There is no point in that. So other things, like that the what do you call this, the in the eye you have retina or something like that, and it grows when you like something, and it becomes, if you see something attractive, it expands, and that type of thing, something like that. I was not prepared to talk about that, so if someone knows, I think Alejandro knows about it, so he can enlighten if something he has read on that or something like that, or anyone else. So when we see something which is attractive, when we see someone and we like them, our eyes, that thing in the eye
The
expands.
pupil, like the black thing,
Yes, the
expands.
muscles. Yes.
The pupil, the black
Mhm.
thing.
Pupil. Okay, it does. You guys have read something like that?
Yes, it expands by a slight amount. If you see something you like, if you see the person you love or something like that, it's something, makes you happy.
Yes, but it is not very obvious when we can't really see
No,
the
it is a small amount. It's
very
not like,
small.
it's not a huge, like you see your friend and your eyes are like extremely huge. Not like that. It's a very small amount, so it's more detectable by the AI and technology,
Yes,
not so much by the human eye. It's not that
yes.
visible.
Yes, thank you very much. So they, using that thing, they can look at your eye, that where your eyes, the pupil is expanding or where it is shrinking, whatever is happening, and so many other things. It is very fascinating. So run some searches on this and try to find out what is happening in that regard. So and bigger data, that is the key thing. So AI it's not just AI, it is AI and bigger data across different ethnicities. Because think about it, if you are going to run searches, you don't want to make your website or things like that just famous in your country. You want other people to see it across the world. Why not? uh, Especially these international businesses. You should go on their website. International businesses, pick anyone. How have they laid out their design? If you are going to make any website, which I'm sure all of you are going to make some type of website for something. Zora might want to teach English and make a website, and just advertise it and see what happens. Other friends might want to offer some type of programming language, some basic things for to understand these type of things. So you would be making websites. So what I would say, go on these good quality websites, like go on National Geographic. That is a big business. Go on other type of websites, educational websites, good university websites. If Harvard has a set layout, please don't think that that is by default, or someone just said, let me put this here and let me put that. Nothing like that. It's very precisely, they have gone through where to put the Twitter handle and where to do this and where to do that. A lot of thought has gone through. So what I'm trying to say, go there and experiment on that. So that is one point of view. The other point of view is that make things simple. So these are two things. One is that you can, because sometimes you go in National Geographic and those type of website, yeah, they have so much information, so it can be complicated also, so much information. So other view says that make things simple, because in simplicity there is beauty and easy for other people to follow. So if you don't have much of information there, then try to make it as simple as possible. uh, those type of things are, I think important to reflect on. So we were talking about design, and in design we started talking about website. So design is quite a big topic. Everything you see is designed by someone. Anything, uh, any man-made thing, and even whatever God created, God has also designed these things as a particular design, particular shapes. Yeah. So this is a whole different, people study these things, design, and then even in robotics, if you will look at how the robots are designed and stuff, you will find out that they are using the natural beings like cockroaches. They are looking at the movement of the legs of cockroaches and trying to replicate it in the movement of the robots. That is what they are doing. Because cockroach is very interesting thing to look at when you will look at how they listen to their conversations on YouTube and stuff. How a cockroach can go in small tiny places, how it flexes its body, how it expands his legs, how his legs moves, all of those things. That is what these robotic engineers study for different type of animals, and then try to replicate and see uh, what they can duplicate or whatever. Yeah. So design is quite a fascinating topic if you can just make a career by reading on design and how various technologies. And although this course is artificial intelligence, but please don't limit yourself to AI, because there are so many other things. Like for example, we did not speak about, let's say, so many things. They are like virtual reality. Yesterday I think Miguel wrote me that reflection, and I started talking about those things with him. It was very nice reflection he sent. So virtual reality, we did not speak. Artificial augmented reality, and then there is XR is extended reality. They are working on these type of things, those Google glasses which you can use and stuff like that. Quite fascinating. Yeah. So what is that? That's part of the designers work on that. But anyways, let's come back. So GE says it's leveraging AI to cut product design times in half. So if that starts, it starts happening on a bigger scale, then think about it. How the jobs would be disrupted for how the tasks in various jobs would be disrupted once we incorporate AI. And that was the main question, Alejandro, which we raised. That see, AI is going to disrupt design, AI disrupt bankers' job, and all other things. So how should we prepare for that future where, like, how will we contribute when so many things are going to be done by AI? What is our contribution? There must be something which skills we should hone right now. So in next 5 years, next 10 years, we are ready for to do those things. It is all about readiness, being ready in the right time. It's all about that. Uh, so please try to reflect. There's no easy answer. You have to reflect on that. Forbes is building more AI tools for its reporters. Yeah, more AI tools. So it is not just writing for reporters, which I showed you last week, I think. So there are so many other tools, not just for reporters, writers, for various tasks. So Forbes is investing on that. This is the one I showed you earlier also last week. The Washington Post robot reporter has published 850 articles in the past year. Please look up this commercial first first AI scripted commercial try to find it on YouTube and see how they have made it, how AI has been used to make a commercial, which 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 people think that it, so many things are involved and maybe humans can only make it, but see what is happening. And maybe you will not like it, maybe you will like it, that is different part. But the main idea is that how AI can be used to do those things. But definitely you will have to run your own searches on these type of stories and read more on these to really understand what is happening. This is interesting. AI will match human intelligence by about 2062. The issue is creating machines aligned with human values, something now missing in AI. Yeah, in AI. Uh, Something is coming in my mind. It has nothing to do with AI, but I think it is worth talking about. Look at this. So they have a heading, AI will match in bold, and you guys said that your attention will go on the bold thing. Yeah. So they did that. Then they have a very nice picture, which is related with the topic. Very interesting picture. And then as you scroll down, they have made three things in bold, again not as bold as this one, which is the main title, but still bold enough to make certain points and then start talking about in the finer details. Yeah. So when you guys take exams, right, and you guys write in the exams and you try to answer your questions in that, please reflect on that do you make, when you are answering, when you are writing the response of any question, how do you start your response? Do you make any bold heading, use any marker and make a bold heading? Do you draw any type of diagram to make it, although the question has not asked you to do that, but on your own, the question is a simple question. What is the role of, let's say, how ideas are generated for international businesses which grow well? How do they work on idea generation? Where do new ideas come from? Yeah, a simple question, but not so simple. Yeah, so if someone is asking you in the exam, how new ideas are generated, how these companies come up with billion-dollar ideas, these are ideas. Amazon is an idea, Facebook is an idea. Yeah. So if this question is asked in the exam, do you make a bold heading? Do you make any diagram? The question did not ask you, do you make any diagram? Do you use different colors when you are writing? For, yeah. Do you, after the main bold thing, do you make other bold thing? Do you make highlight or make bold the important things which you think the reader should read? I'm not sure, but with 99% confidence I can say that you guys don't do that, because I have seen papers. This thing I did not know when I was just a student. I realized this thing since I started teaching couple of years ago, and then I had to mark papers. So when I'm looking at the papers, there is nothing like that. People just, they just start their answer with the same type of pen and just keep on writing, and they are thinking they are doing a good job. They have answered the question. So we keep this conversation which we had about AI and all, because think about it, the person who is looking at the paper, he's not just looking at your paper. He is looking at 50 papers, 60 papers, 100 papers, depending on the class size. And it's the same question which is asked. And everyone is doing the same type of thing more or less again and again. Do you really think that people who read the question paper, they really read it line by line, everything? Do you think that? I'm sure you never thought about it. And no one really tried to speak about this also. I'm pretty confident. I will be surprised if someone spoke about this in your school or something like that, because people don't generally speak about these. So what I'm trying to say that do you read articles in detail, all these articles which you see? I just asked you where your eye goes and how do you read the article? Do you read the articles in detail, everything? Not really. You scan your things, you see what is interesting, where your attention goes, you read it. If it is interesting, you will read it. If it is not interesting, you will maybe scan through it, and you are reading it, but in a quicker fashion. So please be careful about that and use these things which we spoke about for AI, for writing in your exam. Please, you will see tremendous increase in your marks. Tremendous. I assure you. I assure you. There is no way that is not going to happen. Follow these couple of things. Yes, Diago, go ahead.
But sometimes in the exam we don't have time to do this.
Yeah, excellent point. Yeah, you have short amount of time. You have 2 hour, 2.5 hour, 1 hour, 1.5 hour. You have so many questions. You are in a rush, and your handwriting is also not very good, and all of those things. Yeah. But what I'm trying to say is that what are you trying to? What is your focus? You are trying to, what I think you should try to do is make yourself stand out from the papers, because everyone same time, just like Diago has, that same time everyone has. And if you look around, if you take a moment to look around in the examination hall, you will see that people who know the answers, they are just writing, and they are saying next sheet and more sheets and whatever. They are just writing, yeah, and they think that they are doing a good job. Nothing is wrong in that. I'm not trying to say that is wrong, but I'm just sharing my thoughts, which changed as I switched from being a student and come on this side. And when I started getting the papers, you guys don't have that experience. Maybe you have not seen the papers of hundred people or something like that. You don't have that. I have that. So from that experience, I'm telling you that first thing, what I would say, that don't think that the person you are writing the exam for, they are going to read it. Take out that assumption. It is not their job to read it. It is your job to make them read it. When they see your paper, they should be so interested that they want to read it. Because look at these websites. They make you interested. They find a nice picture for you and then make things bold and all of these things. So yes, if you don't have, use some other techniques, maybe a highlighter. Maybe you can highlight that should not take. Maybe you should maybe underline, make something bold, something, do something in those lines. Don't just write, because think about it. If open any book, any textbook, do they just write? No, they make headings. Why do they make headings? They don't have to make the heading. Why? Yeah. So you should also think about this, that how you can make some headings, make some, make things stand out and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, they are using artificial intelligence and trying to find out, what to make bold and all of these things to gain the attraction of the consumer. Same techniques you should also start using. And solving a exam is just an example of that. In your personal daily life, I think there are so many other things where you can use these things which we have been discussing throughout throughout the last week and this week. This thing came in my mind, so I thought let me share it with you. Anyways, look at this one. Samsung president says we should really worry about ethics as AI moves into your DNA. Yeah, that is something which we have spoken about, throughout the engagement. Ethics very important. Uh, Facebook, we briefly saw a clip on Facebook where they are saying that they use AI to understand what type of data people have posted, and if they have posted anything which is not appropriate, we AI flag it, and then they have around 20,000 people working at Facebook, and they look at that flag that. So the point is that these companies cannot look at all the data posted by the consumer. That is not possible. They are using AI to detect, find the data which they are looking for using some algorithms, keywords, data sciences again, and then AI will flag it, and still after flagging they will need like 20,000 people just looking at that flagged data. 20,000 people. Can you imagine what the amount of data Facebook has? And amazing. This was very interesting. We spoke about this yesterday inside Facebook. Suicide algorithm. Here is how the company uses AI to predict your mental state from your post. Some people reflected very nicely on this one, that it's not just you can predict the mental state, you can predict so many other things. Yeah, I don't remember who sent that yesterday, but you guys were talking about that. Yeah, so that is very interesting. So not just mental state, so many other things. And then EU banned that algorithm in Europe, of course. Yeah, because they don't want to go into that for of course ethical issues. uh, Generally speaking, people are very conscious about their mental state, and no one want to be put in limelight or be known by anyone else unless the doctor or the relevant people. So that is what it is. Facebook passes the information along to law enforcement for wellness checks, and other things, and or maybe just a call. An automated call can be made, or a human call can be made to the person to stop them, because many times these suicidal thoughts, if you will read on these things, they are impulsive. Even people who attempt on their life, and if their life don't go right away, on their way to the hospital, majority of them are saying that please save us, please save us. Yeah, so you will see that thing, so that suicide people would want to do suicide in that moment. If they are successful, they are successful, but if it is taking a little bit, they had some pills or something like that, and it did not happen right away, the pain and everything they are going through, they are uh, they are asking other people around that save them. So a phone call or something like that, helplines, they can help. This was really interesting. AI and data analytics in HR, recruiting and hiring, 49% usage in recruiting and hiring. We saw a clip also on Monday, I think. It was fascinating how that company was using different type of data sets to predict if the job candidate is the right fit, looking at their smile and so on. This bot judges how much you smile during your job interview, how often, breaking down their words, voice, facial expressions, everything. Yeah, this is quite interesting stuff to look at. Can AI make the hiring process more fair? There is a company in Sweden, biggest recruiters plans to use AI-powered robots to conduct job interviews as a way to curb bias in human process. So we have been talking about bias. So if a human being is creating an AI, knowingly or unknowingly, they are going to have some bias towards one thing or another. But when AI is doing that, uh, then that bias can be removed if people are considering that thing while writing the algorithm. So a company in Sweden is doing that. UK businesses using AI to monitor staff activity. Unions warn systems such as Isaac may increase pressure on workers and cause distress. This is again very interesting thought to reflect on. UK businesses. Uh, you guys can hear me, or I have lost you?
I can hear you.
Yes.
We can hear you.
Yes.
So this is where this is what yesterday when we stopped. But one new thing which is coming in my mind, and I did not say it yesterday, and I'm happy that we went through these things again, because there are quite a few points which we were able to talk about, which we did not speak about yesterday. So I'm happy about that. But this one now, UK businesses using AI to monitor staff activity. So one thing is that your job is going to fundamentally change because of the incorporation of technologies and AI and so on and so forth. So that is one thing. So many jobs would be replaced. And then even if the job is not replaced or disrupted, still at work you can be AI can be used to look at your activity level and stuff like that. So you can't escape it. Either it will be your job will be replaced or something like that, or improved. It's not just about replacement, it is improved, or you might be working on something else. But even in working in something else, you might feel pressure and stuff like that, because your activity is monitored. Your eye movement on your laptops is is uh, is uh, is monitored. Your pupil, when you are working, are you excited to work on that project or not? Your pupil, is it expanding or shrinking? Yeah. So if you know some, so people who are really passionate, you can figure out people who are really passionate about their job and stuff like that by using this type of AI. So a lot of pressure, a lot of anxiety, and those type of things, and it can cause distrust also, which can be very damaging. This is quite an interesting thing to look at. So thanks for bearing with me to go through the set again. But let's move forward. So IVA, the artificial intelligence composing emotional soundtrack music. So please go on this website and try to find out how this company is creating music. They have some samples of some music available on their website to listen to. Quite soothing, couple of them, very interesting music, and that is created by AI. So think about it: design of music, design of articles, all of these things. Uh, mimicking someone's voice. We saw that clip, I think, on Monday. Deep fakes. Just run a Google search. Deep fakes. You will find fakes of Honorable Obama, Honorable Trump, other people. See what type of damage that thing can do. If someone can use that type of deep fake and call our loved ones and say whatever they want to say, it can be uh, quite quite damaging. Yeah. So IVA, please go on their website, iva.ai. Even if you will Google search IVA and artificial intelligence music, you will find the website. Lyrebird, we create the most realistic artificial voices in the world. Please go on that website, Lyrebird. Yeah, just run a Google search, Lyrebird, and in your own time go through that website. Very interesting, very interesting. AI technology could turn thoughts into speech. Please reflect on that. AI technology could turn thoughts into speech. What you are thinking, translated into speech. Some people have been using this uh, type of thing. I think Honorable Stephen Hawking, I think that was the name, a big scientist. He was, I think, paralyzed or something, but he was able to, his voice was able to, you could hear his voice. So the system could read his thoughts, and you can run some search on that. But see how amazing it is. And link it with the things like other things like that China video that was quite interesting, the educational one, where students have that band on their head and monitoring the head activity, what is going on in the in the mind. And again, someone wrote a very good reflection on that, that you can look at other things in the brain, how that brain will process things, or what are the tendencies of that brain growing up. Yeah, all of those things can be studied. Yeah, so the machine monitors your brain activity, then takes what you are thinking, and with the help of speech uh, synthesizers and artificial intelligence, turn it into clear, understandable dialogue. Yeah, quite interesting, quite interesting. And the some progress has been already done on this. Uh, but think about this: these technologies come late to the for the usage of public. So, for example, uh, the touch screen smartphones, which year they were they were made for complete use, and which year the companies actually release them. There is always lag. The companies are already advanced, they have already made many things, but they wait a little bit and then they release it for the outside consumption. That is very, very important thing to reflect on. And if you will read, I think MIT review, that is a magazine. They publish quite a few things on these things. You can run a Google search for MIT review, and run for artificial intelligence, or just run search that can thoughts turn into speech, can thoughts turn into speech, and see what comes up. Start reading on that. You will be surprised how much advancement has been already done. 40% of AI startups in Europe have almost nothing to do with AI, research finds. I find it very interesting. So you have to be careful about this, very careful, because many times you will see that a startup is there and they have put something like artificial intelligence, and just to make it more attractive for people, that, oh, this is AI startup, or they are writing an article and this is AI. But when you will go in depth, it has nothing to do with AI. It is just to generate funding or come into limelight or whatever. So 40%, almost half, not far from half. 40% of AI startups in Europe have almost nothing to do with AI. Yeah. Think about that. And look at this last line over here. Companies and regulators say one problem is the lack of a united definition of artificial intelligence. What is artificial intelligence? Yeah. So if I ask you what is artificial intelligence, how would you describe it? What do you understand from artificial intelligence? We spoke about this in the first session. I showed you some clips and stuff like that. But outside of that, if someone asks you, like you did this course, what is artificial intelligence? If you have not really thought about how you will answer, it will take a while to think about it, because there's so many things involved. It's a simple question, but because it becomes complex, because what do you want to add in artificial intelligence? There are so many different aspects, and if you start thinking about what future would hold uh, in terms of development, advancement, what AI would look like, so the definition, and definitely the definition is going to change. over the years, it is going to definitely change. They are going to bring in more terms. Of course they will, because think about it. When this technology becomes, available, that you can read the thoughts of other people, it can't be just artificial intelligence. You will have to rename it to make it stand out that this is what it is now. Very interesting. Next generation of AI talent to be trained at UK university. So I like this story very much, that UK is thinking about these things. New postgraduate AI drive to boost productivity and create high-skilled jobs as part of modern industrial strategy. So you need to be part of this activity. You need to be part of this activity. You need to do some search that what do they mean by modern industrial, strategy. What jobs they are predicting, which jobs you would want to do, how you are going to prepare yourself for that market when they become available. Because when things come, then you need to be prepared for that. Otherwise, it won't. There's no point. You will be too late. So from now you need to think about, look at these courses. They are saying new postgraduate artificial intelligence. And also, let me share you my personal point of view. You are not going to learn artificial intelligence by doing courses. That is what I think. I don't think you can learn these technologies by courses or by degree or something like that. I really don't think that. As a matter of fact, that once you have taken this thing, you have looked at that website which we have created. After that, once you have gone through the posting, after that you should think about, yeah, what you want to do. Is it that some programming language you want to learn? Then you want to just focus on some languages, which language you are going to learn. Or is it some other thing you want to do in artificial intelligence? For example, strategy, for example, ethics. Or is it some particular industry you want to become useful for? You want to become useful for lawyers, journalists. So you want to link it with what you are doing already. And then not doing a degree in that. Not, let's say you are interested in journalism and you say, let me do a degree, the use of AI in journalism, or maybe there is a degree AI in journalism, and you say, all right, let me do a degree. I don't think that is a right way to go about that. You need to do projects. You need to find people who are working on this and volunteer yourself without salary, without any benefit. You just volunteer yourself, that make me part of your project, and that's it. And work with them on those projects and give them support in terms of whatever information they want to gather, and whatever they want to do. I think that is how you should learn on your own, that type of thing. I think that is missing from what little I have seen. People think that doing a degree is going to make them, like doing a bachelor's or a master's in a business. Does it make you a businessman? No, it does not. the most of the business people, they have not even done successful. Many they are dropouts and they have not completed their degree and stuff like that. Same for our friends from computer science. After doing your bachelor's degree in computer science, does it make you a computer engineer, or whatever you want to call it? Maybe yes, maybe no, depending on how many projects you did during your schooling, how many internships you did and all those type of. So I think it is really high time. I really want you to reflect on these things, and To me, if you ask, you don't, after this course, I don't think you need some basic course in AI. Now you need something specific to work on, whatever it is, and then find projects and then do that. But yes, of course, every now and then you can do there are free courses available online, and my intention is to post, because I was listening to your conversation on Monday about languages and stuff like that. So I'm going to post some couple of free courses from maybe Harvard University or something like that. You guys can take that and explore that. But outside of that, please be very specific. Find right people in that sector which you are interested in. Write them emails and offer your services and work with them on various projects. And don't delay this. You need to do it now. Now is the time. Okay, this is a nice chart. Product and technologies, potential value. It seems kind of, too much information, but if you just look at on the top line, top row. So augmented and virtual reality, chatbots and intelligent agents, driverless cars, drones, imaging, machine learning, machine translation, and then you can follow the information in the lower levels. Yeah. So for example, if you are looking at, let's say, chatbots, column number 2, look at column number 2, chatbots and intelligent agents. So potential value, customer service, customer experience. Yeah. So you go on a website or something and you start talking with a chatbot. In the chat, you are typing and they are giving you automated responses. Personal productivity, knowledge management. This is what the potential value. Relevant industries, in which industries it can be useful. It can be useful in consumer, travel, same type of questions they are going to ask. Can I get a taxi there? What are the prices of taxi? If I want to rent a car, what are the prices? What are the different options? All these are basic questions so it's a simple, learning simple basic languages. So what I'm trying to say, you might want to do a course on learning how to make chatbots. That is what I meant from the earlier things which I was saying. So we have to be very specific. If you are interested in helping these type of industries, if you want to work in travel industry, beauty industry, legal services, consumer electronics, if this is your interest, yeah, then you say, all right, let me use chatbots. Let me learn chatbots and learn it to the maximum capacity, and then work with some people who make chatbots and help them in their project. Don't do a degree. Let's say if there is a master's degree of chatbots. Don't do that, please. My personal point of view. You can do what you want, but I want to say what I think is the way. And so on. You can think, these type of, what I'm trying to say, these type of charts are, you can run a Google search and find these type of things. Yeah, you just have to spend some time and then find which area you are interested in, and then find out what can you do. And then there are so many things. Yeah. Okay, there was a reading in AI in Europe. That was one of the modules. In that, there was one posting, AI Swedish business and society. From that, I have taken this. AI improves the life of people in need of care with a bracelet that alerts if something goes wrong. Older people can maintain their independence while relatives do not have to worry. Yeah. Imagine how useful that bracelet can be. If someone falls down in the washroom or something, maybe bracelet can know based on the height. Usually it should be, and now it is on the floor. So bracelet can alert. Someone have a heart attack, older person in your home or someone, you give them the bracelet, heart attack or anything, right away you can know that this, and you can provide help, because many times these things happen, and if because the help is not provided in a quick fashion, that is why many people lose their life. Well, maybe I should not say that there is a time for death and people are going to die when that time comes. but still, as a human being, we think about these things. With a bracelet carried by receptionist of our home care services, it is possible to see where the bearer is located, how they are moving. If anything foreseen happens, such as fall, the system sends an alarm. Yeah, these type of things you need to think about. I was talking about your paper. So let me do this thing. So let's say that you write, this is the way you will write your paper, in the same color, in the same font, in the same, no, nothing bold, nothing like, this is how it would look. But let's make the changes. If you just do this in your exam paper, you say this, you just highlight this, yeah, and then you highlight this with red, yeah, and you do this, maybe you do something else, green, yeah, and maybe you do this, Sweden. How this looks different. Yeah, so this is what I'm saying. In your exam, if you will, so let's say you have written some crap here and you have some crap here and you don't want them to look at that, so you just making these things highlight, their attention will go here and they will read this and they will think that all the things you have written are wonderful. But that is not the case. You are highlighting where you want their attention to go. If you will do this, your marks are going to increase. So this is quite, try this, believe me, you are going to see the difference. I find it funny. The bracelet is combined with the cloud-based AI engines that facilitate smart movement analysis, other functions, gotten out of bed, woken up, whether the person is eating or taking their medicine, all of these things. You can run a Google search on this. A-Flow Smart Band. Yeah, you can do that right now. A-Flow Smart Band. A self-taught e-health system for home care was developed by A-Flow. This is this example is coming from Sweden. Yeah. Remote control vehicles in mines result in safer mining operation. Yeah. Room project they are talking about, and you can read the details in in AI in Europe. When you will click AI in Europe on the website, you will see a couple of readings. From that, you can click for Sweden and you can read the details on these things if you are interested in the bracelet or room project and so on. Yeah, machine learning is used to develop autonomous functions such as automatic loading and proactive maintenance. Yeah, all these things happen. We spoke about these things when we were talking about cars, self-driving cars, car telling you when to change the oil, car telling you uh, what is the pressure on air pressure in different tires, when you need to change the brakes, all of those things. Quite interesting. Yeah, so these things I took from those papers which I just told you where they are. Yeah, I think you should read those papers. Not just about Sweden, but other countries also. Quite an interesting information is there. AI improves breast cancer screening. Yeah, 1,500 women die annually in Sweden of breast cancer. AI could help reduce the number of deaths due to breast cancer by detecting tumors earlier. I showed you one reading on on one of the sickness, one of the disease 6 months earlier scan. Yeah, these type of things can be very helpful. And this is what it is. Yeah, by training deep learning with over 1 million mammography images combined with clinical data from the breast cancer registry, decision support is produced in the AI for breast cancer screening project. Yeah, 1 million mammographic images. Can a doctor look at 1 million mammographic images? 1 million? Yes, maybe they can, but it will take a lot of, it will take years maybe to really look at them and over a period of time. But through deep learning, very quickly they can do it. So a combination of how, so if doctors incorporate these type of technologies, can be very beneficial for their job, just like any industry, any other industry. This I think I showed you when I was going through AI in Europe. Artificial intelligence, Switzerland lags behind global competition. AI is clearly the domain of large metropolitan areas in Poland. 85% of AI companies which participated in the survey are located in 6 major urban areas. Warsaw accounts for 43% of AI companies. So this type of data you should try to find out in Europe, which are the main places where work on AI is happening, because you want to find the projects and those type of things, as I was saying that to you guys earlier. How you are going to find those things? You need to maybe just go there and visit those places. Maybe just go there and visit, see what is happening. Go in different places. Before that, write them emails that you want to come and visit, you are interested, you want to see how do you do things. I just want to get a ticket and just go there and just plan your thing that you will go there and then you will go there. So it won't be expensive for you, because you will be doing quite a few things in one go. And then see what you will definitely make couple of friends. You will if you will reach out to 50, 60, 70 companies, no one is going to give you any opportunity. No one. That's not possible. Write emails to 100 companies. Do that. You are going to get one. I'm telling you. But you have to write 100 emails properly after doing the research and everything. Yeah, that is what you should be doing. You really need to work hands-on on various projects after we finish this week, if you are really interested. That is the key thing. Unless you don't work on hands-on on the job, giving them support, things are very complicated otherwise. 73% of companies receive at least some of their revenues from clients abroad. 33% receive most of their revenues from foreign clients. Yeah, business applications we are talking about. Poland. The paper is AI Polish 2019. Yeah, on your website. Look into that. Look at this last line. So this is the research they did. Business applications. This line. Look at this one. There is a need to much more. There is a need to do much more. There is a need to educate CEOs and managers about AI. So can you do something on that? This is they have the numbers, that the numbers support that managers, and I showed you UK, the first slide which you saw. Half of the companies, their business model is not ready for the future of AI. 51% of the managers are saying that the AI strategy is not there. All of these numbers which you are seeing on the slide right now, they point at quite a few things can be done. In the last line is they are saying there is a need to educate CEOs and managers about AI. Can you educate them? Can you do something? You just have to run some search on their industry and look at how the competition is using various technologies. And it is not just about AI. Again, any technology. How they should prepare. Write them a report. You want to work for Philips? You want to work for Samsung? You want to work for Audi? Any company? Write a report. Can you prepare a report? 5-page report on how their competition, find out which companies are their competition, what are the new things they are doing. Try to find new stories on that. Prepare a report for them and send them that report and ask for internship. Do it for 50, 60, 70 companies of your choice. It will take time, of course, but you need to land in a good company which has resources to invest and then work on their projects. And this is the thing for next 5 years, 6 years. Over a period of time, all of these things will happen. Because these things take time to engage and all those type of things. So please see if you are really interested in these type of things. I think you will have to do it. And let me be honest with you, your chances are quite good. Don't feel that, oh, this is what are my odds or something, because people are not doing it. Who is doing it? Do you know in your friends how many people are doing it? What I'm telling you to do? Very few people. Very few. So when you will do it, what I'm trying to say, don't just send your resume to the company or a cover note. That is not enough nowadays. I don't think so. And think that I am coming from Jamaica. It is developing country. So I am saying these things. If you will speak with some HR people in Europe, in more modern economies, if they will be honest with you, how many CVs they get every day for different jobs, and if they have some type of AI which is going to look for keywords, where is your resume going to go? Maybe AI will not even detect. You have to put in some things different. If you will have prepared a report, 5-page, 6-page report on something, and it is not hard, data is available online, you just have to sit down and be creative about it. And I'm sure you guys are, all of you, based on your comments and your reflection, you guys are bright. Otherwise I would not be saying these things. If I would have thought that you guys don't have anything, and I would not have said what I said. But because I have known you for last 8-9 days, so I think you should do these things. So this is what I wanted to say. Please read those papers posted under AI in Europe. And I have told you this thing already when I was going through that. Europe is home to 1600 early stage AI software companies. AI entrepreneurship is becoming mainstream. AI entrepreneurship. Yeah. And you don't necessarily have to work for those companies. Just you can create, just bring all 4 of you, create something together. Come together, create something together. Yeah. I will also invite you to the next week, which is the same course in Finland, and you can meet people there and create some type of activity there and start something, and then see something basic, starting offering services and those things. I think that should be the purpose of this course eventually. If you can do these things, then the course, our engagement was beneficial. If you are not doing those type of things, then it is just, I said what I wanted to say, you said, we had a little good time. That's about it. Today, 1 in 12 put AI at the heart of their value proposition. 1 in 12. Yeah. 1 in 12. So see, there is so much room in this. With twice as many AI startups as any other country, the UK is the powerhouse of European AI entrepreneurship. So 479 startups in UK. Let's see, where is Slovenia, Slovakia, Spain. Spain is here. See, Spain 166. Yeah. So there is some activity going on in Spain, definitely, on this. Yeah. 217, yeah, startups AI related. But just ensure that any startup which says AI is not necessarily AI startup. As I told you earlier, sometimes people are just, the CFO survey, I went through this, if you guys remember, when we were looking at those posts. A 12-hour work week, Jack Ma thinks AI could make it the norm. Jack Ma, he thinks that. Yeah. Maybe it will not happen right away, maybe not in 5-10 years, but, and if you guys remember, I have made this the whole video available in one of the supplementaries. If you go through the supplementaries on the website, you will see this complete talk. So I invite you to listen to that, or just read this type of article. Very interesting. Chinese subways are using AI facial recognition scanners to help detect whether people have coronavirus. So I asked you guys how AI is being used for COVID-19 and stuff. I'm not sure if you guys looked into that or not, but I did that, and this is what I found, because I selected this story because we discussed China and we discussed AI for China and facial recognition. We have discussed that. So they can use that to detect whether people have coronavirus or not. Yeah, again, not with 100%, certainty, but very close to 100. Yeah, it's not anything with technology to make it 100%. It's challenging. Not that we cannot make it 100%. We definitely can make it 100%, but then you have to put a lot of finances to make it 100%. That is why they keep a little bit of margin. Automated system can rewrite outdated sentences in Wikipedia articles. Please reflect on that. It's quite interesting. So one thing was writing. Now this is even more advanced. You are not writing. You are picking up the sentences which are outdated and replacing them by rewriting new sentences, putting in new information in that, and all of that. Yeah. Let me give you an example for that. Let's say that I have made this. Yeah, this is what I have made. Yeah, this is my PowerPoint. Now next year when I'm doing this course again, I'm sure this information is not really same. It must have changed by then. So I can't give this information. So I will have to go through everything again and find what has changed and everything. That is quite tedious. Yeah. So if I'm using AI, it will automatically pick up the lines which have wrong information because it has access to internet also. So it goes on internet, looks for AI software companies in Europe, early stage AI companies, find the latest data, and then it will pick up the lines which have wrong information because it has access to internet also. So it goes on internet, looks for AI software companies in Europe, early stage AI companies, find the latest data, and then it will pick up the lines which have wrong information because it has access to internet also. So it goes on internet, looks for AI software companies in Europe, early stage AI companies, and compare it with this, what I have on my slide. If this figure is changed, it replaces it automatically. This is what we are talking about, guys. Imagine, what that would be. Very interesting. So I told you a while ago about MIT Technology Review. That's a magazine. So I asked you to look into this. Look at this. MIT, a system created by MIT researchers. Yeah, so MIT is doing definitely quite an interesting thing. Text generated tool pinpoints and replaces specific information in sentences while retaining human like grammar and style. Yeah, so amazing. So in coming years you might not even find the difference if it is written by a bot or something like that. Very interesting. NBA using sports. Yeah, we did not speak much about sports or anything. NBA using artificial intelligence to create highlights. And again, looking at the data points, what type of highlights consumer will like, and then making them part of the offering. Definitely, we can argue that human beings can also do that. I am not trying to say human beings cannot do that. Of course, human beings have been doing all of these things before people started talking about AI. What we are saying that the way AI can look at too much data and then deep learning on its own, that if that can be complemented with human intelligence, I think that would be very interesting. So please read more on deep learning. I think that is you should do that, and this example is linked with that. From deepfakes to facial captures, how artificial intelligence is already changing Hollywood. Already changing Hollywood. And you have seen, latest movies and stuff like that, how AI helps in, creating various atmospheres in movies. AI looks poised for use in all phases of making a movie, from analyzing viewers' reactions to creating digital humans. Using AI, people who make movies, they can understand in real time what emotions, feelings people are going through as they are watching their movies, their clips in real time again for every scene. Every scene. Consumer just need to cooperate. That's it. Or they can hire people. They can hire people. They can hire us, give us some couple of dollars, and say, all right, watch this movie and keep your camera on. So camera is on, you are watching the movie, and you are not thinking about camera, you are just whatever is happening, you are, so based on your facial expression, that little movements in the face, which we spoke about in the hiring HR section of AI. Yesterday we spoke about it, today we spoke about it, on Monday we saw the clip and spoke about it. So all of these things when combined, the people who are making the movie, they can really understand scene by scene that what is the reaction of the person who is watching. And if you have good enough data set, then they can use other algorithms to find out what clicks and what does not click. Once they have this type of information, and of course human creativity, and I'm not trying to discard human beings and say, all right, let AI make the make the movie. No, I'm not trying to say that. But once you have that information in the hands of the director, now the human being is going to make the movie. That is perfectly fine. Human beings have been making movies and they have done phenomenal jobs in that. But once you have that data, the performance is just going to be on some other level. Quite mind-blowing. Scientists develop AI that can turn brain activity into text. I showed some clip uh, earlier to you, but that was talking about the possibility. Now this one which I am telling you is different. Scientists develop AI that can turn brain activity into text. Researchers in US tracked the neural data from people while they were sleeping. Reading minds has just come a step closer to reality. Scientists have developed AI that can turn brain activity into text. This is quite mind-blowing, quite mind-blowing. It is because I know from experience that people who are very well educated and they are very good in their profession, if I, because I read on these things and I read on regular basis, that is why I get to know about what is happening. And of course, other people might not have that much time and interest to keep on following what is happening over a long period of time. When I tell these type of thing to someone, I remember there was a medical doctor, quite successful, and I had a chance to interact with them, and I told them that they are developing AI which can turn brain activity into text, and they have already worked on it, and some success has already happened. And these are the things I was saying, and the people who are sitting, they were quite, they were like. They were intelligent people, but they said, no, that is not possible. Where did you read that? What is that? So I asked them to just run a Google search themselves. I said, just take out your phone and type these words. I told them what to type, and they typed and they found the article. Then 5 minutes, they were like so astonished. They were saying they did not know about it. And they don't know about it not because they are not smart or they are not intelligent. They are extremely smart and intelligent, but they don't have the time to read about these things. They have so many other things in their life which they are focused on. That is what I'm trying to say when I'm asking you that why don't you write a report to 50, 60, 70 businesses? And they might not have the time. No one has written that type of report, that what is the need, future need for their business, how they can use various technologies. They have the money, they have the resources, but maybe they don't have the time to do these type of things. Who knows, they make you project lead of something. They say, all right, come and work as an intern. And who knows, sky is the limit. Yeah. Once again, you might think that I'm repeating it again and again, but because I really want you to do that, and I'm looking forward that sometime in future you will write me an email and tell me, okay, all right, I am in that company, and that is going to really make me very happy and excited. So please do that. But even if you don't land in some job or something, you will have not lost anything. So let's say you write to 50 companies and you prepare some report and you write to them. Let's say you do that, yeah, and then let's say that you don't find any job. Let's assume that, yeah, that you don't find any job. and you have done what you wanted to do. Yeah, you have written them email, and but you did not find any job. You did not lose anything, because what you would have learned by writing those reports, that you have learned. So even if you don't become successful in landing the job or internship or whatever, that does not matter at all. What you would have learned by writing those, that would take you somewhere. So it is not even about what you will get it or not. I really want you to do this thing. Anyways, what are some comments? What attracted you today? What stands out today? Any comments? Anything you want to say? Please go ahead.
That things show us how important it is to educate ourselves on artificial intelligence, not just for people who is studying computer science, because artificial intelligence is reaching every field and it will put you in advantage from people who don't have these skills. I think it's important to educate ourselves.
Very important, very important. Educate yourself. Find the things which you can be interested in botany. You can be interested in zoology. It does not matter. And you just do search that, okay, in botany, in the plants, in trees, in landscapes, what is the future of AI? And you learn about it, read about it for 6 months, work with some company, offer your service. After 1 year, you make a website that you are interested in landscape. Use these technologies using AI and show you how it would look in different circumstances and stuff like that. Create a small startup. If it fails, don't worry about it. Let it fail. It's not about becoming successful. It is about you did something on this and you put it in the resume and you say, I failed. Yes, I failed. But in that failure, I learned these things. And you go in the interview and people will see that you learned something. It's not that you failed. What is the problem with? So many times, our friends, they are not starting something because they are saying, oh, I will fail or this will happen and that. Don't worry about that. Just doing these things are going to make you stand out. Yes, next please. Good point, Miguel.
Well, I think that the EA doing the movies is weird because two person can do a film totally different with the same actors or script, but they it's is something similar. I don't uh, it's I don't know how to say it, but I don't think it makes sense use IA to do something like that.
Yes, interesting thought. We don't know what different things people. I am thinking about, something is coming in my mind, that same movie, same thing, but different endings for different markets, depending on this market is, this market likes when the ending is that the boy and girl meets. So this market is that. So they may, in that market you make them meet. In the next market they don't meet. If it is for, what, all of these, so the sky is the limit. Yeah. So it is just that the director, the producer, the writers will get this content of, from data. It's all about data. It's more about data sciences than AI, I think. So this data and the AI will be reading this thing and other technologies of, and then give them the options, and then human beings can decide what they want to do with that. Very good, interesting thoughts. Yes, next please.
Yeah, I will go. But I wanted I wanted to add a point.
Alejandro, you gave up too early, man. Yes.
I wanted to add a point about what Miguel said. It's really important now that we have the opportunity to start thinking about a business idea or like we're really young and we are finishing our studies, so we need to take advantage of it, and we need to take advantage of it too about how is this still something that is it is beginning. So it's really uncertain how AI is going to be in the future. So we need to start like grabbing these things and working on it, because it's a great opportunity for us, I believe.
And please tell us about that thing which you are telling me about, the project and stuff like that. So everyone knows. If it is not a secret, I think it is not.
No,
Uh,
no, it's not. Well, I don't know if, well, here in Spain we have to do like a final project for our university, and I'm working on a hand prosthesis for amputees, and it is the idea is like to make a cheap like cheap version with some open source components. And because, for example, if you try to find like a normal prosthesis, it might be $6,000, and that's, I think, a lot of money for some people. And even if you try to think about child with no arm, with no hand, they need to change the prosthesis because they grow, and they can't spend 6,000 in 2 or 3 years. It's a lot of money. So I'm working on that. I'm trying to make like a little guide to which are the components, the architecture I'm going to build on that, and that's what I'm working on actually.
that's amazing. That's amazing. It's such a nice project, and I was very happy when you shared that with me via email. Open source. See, the possibilities. People from anyone can come and contribute to the
Exactly.
to the coding and those type of things and those
Hmm.
type of projects I was talking about. So you are already working on something like that. Amazing. And thanks also for letting Zora get the chance to be the last, because I think she loves to make the conclusion after listening to everyone. Then she comes with with her point. Yes, Zora, please go ahead.
I don't have a special point, but I wanna be a third person to agree with the whole education thing, because yeah, that is a running theme I've been thinking about it since the start of the course, like about the AI and the progression and how it's gonna change our society and what it's gonna bring with it, what new innovations, some innovations we cannot even imagine the possibilities, some of them yet. Yeah, okay, we know some okay possibilities, we saw some progress, but we don't know all of that. And I was thinking, okay, so where is my place in this? What can I do today to kind of prepare better for this? And I've been reading a lot about basically the stuff you've been saying about you need to publish your research and stuff. And I was thinking, okay, next year is my third year about of like my bachelor studies, and I need to write some thesis. And I was thinking, okay, how about I include AI in the thesis, and then I maybe can try to publish that research in a certain like try to send it. And I was thinking, okay, maybe if I start now, I can not writing it, but thinking about it, it can be beneficial for my future. And I've been reading a lot about possible study degrees I would want to kind of do, and maybe some courses to even further improve my knowledge. I've been looking at certain masters related to AI or technology, or even a PhD in data mining and stuff like that. I've been researching the options that are there. No, but seriously, I've been looking into it because I think it's good to at least know what your options are. And if you can start today, kind of preparing, you can try, like, I don't know, as my colleague said, you can try to look at some online videos to get a grasp of things. Like, is it hard? Is it not hard? I can start now, and maybe, 2 years down the line, I will be kind of maybe better prepared if I want to do a PhD or not. At least I would have some sense of what the things are about and stuff like that. So I think it's a good thing to start educating yourself now, because you don't know the possibilities that are gonna happen, and you don't know, you know, it never hurts to be prepared, is all I'm trying to say. And yeah, that I've been
Amazing.
thinking about this a lot, so it's good.
Amazing one. And thank you very much for thinking about it and also sharing it with us. So all of us know that this is very important. That is a very bad practice, that we graduate and then we think that what we want to do. And we just enjoy our time in the school and in the university. That is a very bad practice. When you are in school, you need to start that after 3 year, 4 year. What are the options and stuff like that? And the things you mentioned about data mining and those type of things, you can't go wrong with those things, because at the end of the day, AI will be dependent on structured and unstructured data. Yeah. So if you work on understanding various things in data sciences, data mining is one of them. If you understand that, hone your skills on Excel. I think don't take it for granted. Excel is a very powerful tool. Please don't think that Excel is, it's just something small. If you become expert in Excel, I assure you that someone is going to hire you, because you cannot do things on Excel what it is capable of. It is exceptional tool. So please start with that and see what you would want to do. All right, that makes sense. Please see if you guys can send your work, whatever your assignments. And with this, I am concluding our section.